we're going to do D tier, C tier, B tier, A tier, and S tier, which is the best. So there's 1 in D tier, there's 2 in C tier, there is 5 in B tier, there's 4 in A tier, and 3 in S tier. So let's start. D tier is the prestige skin. Now, this is just a terrible idea. I get why, but it shouldn't be heirloom shards. In my opinion, they should make a new shard, like prestige shard, which is cheaper and less rare to get it. In my opinion, it's a bit of a disgrace with heirloom shards to just put this. It's obviously probably the best skin in the game, and it has probably the best finisher in the game. But come on, for heirloom shards, that's not what I'm gonna get. So for me, that's gonna be D tier. It's just the worst thing you can get with shards, and that's simple as that. Now I'll move on to an actual heirloom now. Now this is the worst heirloom in the game, and it is going to be the same as last time. It's going to be the Mirage heirloom. Now it's the Mirage heirloom because I don't blame them for this idea. I mean, what else are you going to put in Mirage? Like what other heirloom are you going to design? Tell me in the comments. But what would you do? For me, I would just do a trophy. I don't think there's anything else I can think of. I think this is probably the best idea, but for me, I do not want to be carrying a trophy in a Battle Royale game, which is what I said before. I'm not carrying a trophy in a Battle Royale game, and I said this in the other video, that it's the inspecs are good, like they're good inspecs. If this was just about inspecs, this would be top tier, this would be a lot higher, but just outclassed by the heirlooms, and just simply not a good heirloom, and the banner pose is just a bit cheesy, and it's just not a good heirloom at all. So now we move on to the second worst heirloom, and it's going to be Watson's heirloom. Now this heirloom, in my opinion, is not a bad heirloom. It looks a bit like a Tesco scanner, but it's just not that good. I think the flips are okay, the inspecs are okay, but I think the best thing about it is when you hit, you don't punch. Like the propellers, they kind of produce electricity, and that punches, and I think that's a pretty cool little addition. But except for that, it's just outclassed again by every other heirloom except for Mirage.
You can't kill a what, son?
Alright, nice joke. So yeah, that is C tier. That's all done. Now we move on to B tier. So the bottom of B tier is going to be Caustic indeed. Now this heirloom is just a boring heirloom. It's just a boring heirloom of Caustic, and its inspecs are good. I think it has a really good inspec, one of the best, where Caustic kind of sips tea like from a mug. I think that's cool inspect. I think the hammer's an okay idea. I like the gas that comes out of his head. It's pretty cool idea, but that's basically it for Caustic. And yeah, it's basically Caustic's heirloom in a nutshell. Next, I would say it's gonna go. Oh, I put this third last time, didn't I? And it's gonna be the third place last time, and it's gonna go to Pathfinder. Now, Pathfinder's probably my favorite character, probably my favorite legend, one of my favorite legends. But it's obviously not my favorite, but one of my favorite legends. And this heirloom, first of all, it's bulky. Now with Valkyrie, Crypto, Revenant have big heirloom, they pull it up when they're running. This is bulky and it just stays in the way. It does really nothing. It doesn't have any flips at all. I like how it has the pow, ouch, kabow. But that's basically it, except for some inspecs. But it's just not good enough of an heirloom at all. And I don't think you should buy this heirloom. The next heirloom after Pathfinder is going to be a good heirloom. I think after this right now onwards, it's good heirlooms. Now Lifeline is a very good heirloom. The shock sticks, I think I love everything about this. I think the flips are amazing, the inspecs are amazing. I love the character about it. Like I like some legends like Lifeline and Valkyrie, Wraith. Some heirlooms that come from the heart, kind of like a lot of them kind of based on what they do. So Lifeline, this makes sense. And the only thing about it is why shock sticks. Lifeline has nothing really to do with electricity. That's Watson's thing. So it should just be like drumsticks or something. If it was just drumsticks, I think I probably would have put this higher. But yeah, it's a good heirloom though. I think it's a fantastic heirloom, but everything is good except for just that, which is kind of harsh by me. Now we go to the most underrated heirloom in Apex, and it's gonna go to Big Gibby Gibraltar. Now this heirloom is super cool. Like, look at it. It's got the gem. It's got the orange kind of bits on the top of the blade. It's got, I like the rope effect as well. You can flip it. Its flips are good. Its inspects are one of the best in the game. Where you pull out his shield, and by the way, you pump fire when you take it out, like when you holster your weapon from your gun. It pumps fire. That's how good this heirloom is. I've seen a lot of people who say this heirloom is not good, which I find it kind of weird because I think this heirloom is amazing, and its pose is good. And I think Gibby mains, I think you should be proud of this heirloom because this heirloom is one to cop.
They're all gonna know the name, Gibraltar.
Now next, we have the very top of beta, and this is one that I put pretty low in the last video, and it is gonna be Bangalore's heirloom. Now Bangalore's heirloom I actually like a lot now, just because not only that orange bit of the blade, also its case, which works really well, pulling it like out and in, and I think it's really cool. And I also think whipping it out and whipping it in the inspects help a lot. That's why the inspects are so good about this heirloom. The inspects are good, the flips are amazing. I think this is one of the cleanest heirlooms along with Wraith. This and Wraith is the cleanest heirloom,
Hope
definitely.
you're not afraid to get your hands dirty.
Everything about this is like, it's the full good package, and that you're getting yourself a nice heirloom, a nice banner frame, and everything about this heirloom is just amazing, and that's why it's top of beta. Now we'll move on to 18. Now these are ones, if you main this character and you get the shards, there you go, that's the one you need to cop. Now this simply, I don't like this heirloom at all. I hate this heirloom, in fact. But this is a video about best heirlooms, not my favourite heirlooms. Best heirlooms. So some of my favourite characters are not going to be first. As you know, Pathfinder was my favourite character, but he was not, sorry, one of my favourite characters, but he was almost last. So this is going to be Dead Man's Curve. I don't like this heirloom because it looks a bit weird, but I think, like, I love that fire and ash and that kind of black and orange sawdust. That looks really cool. The long kind of stick, like, I like how he holds it up as well when he's running, which is fantastic. It's all good. The inspects on this are actually really good. They make creepy, but it's good. I would say, like, how it is, I would say the heirloom's fine, but I think,
You don't want to see this.
yeah, I think it's just not up there that much in my favourites. But this heirloom as an heirloom is fantastic. So now we move on to the next heirloom. Now this heirloom is one of my favourite, if not my favourite heirloom. But is it the best heirloom? No, it's not the best heirloom. And it's going to be Rampart's heirloom. Now this heirloom is a perfect size. The design of it's really cool. It's got like a bubblegum holder and the sticker, which lead to its inspects, which are probably second or third best inspects in the game. It's got the bubblegum one, it's got the sticker inspect, which is amazing. I love it. And then Rampart, just in general, it fits her so much, and it's just generally the right heirloom for her. And Rampart mains, I'm very happy for you that you have kind of an heirloom that you're able to use. Now this heirloom I obviously wasn't able to rank because it came in season 10, and one heirloom
make
in
things
it.
by hand and kill things by hand.
It's just, again, another full package of amazing things in the heirloom. Fantastic heirloom, you know. Respect to the devs for making this one. Now, the next heirloom is in fact going to be the newest heirloom in the game, and it's Valkyrie. And I don't mind this heirloom, but I don't like it that much either. Now, the reason this heirloom is a bit comsy-comsa for me is, look at the top. There's that, like, kind of wings horse, the horse with like the wings, and I don't know why they should have added that. It has nothing to do with Valkyrie. It's ancient and it's just a bit weird. Now what I do like about this heirloom is I like how the wings move. That's a very cool thing. I like that golden gem, and when it's long, they pull it up, it's like it's very new. And what I like about it is it has the best, single-handedly the best inspect in the game, which I'm kind of jealous about. She eats ramen. Like, she eats ramen in a bowl, and it's just amazing because ramen is my favorite meal, so I'm a bit biased about it, but it's just a
This little viper's
fantastic
got her
one.
mom's fangs.
Yeah, it's a really, really good heirloom in general. Fantastic heirloom, you should get this one, and that is Valkyrie. Now we move on to the top of A tier, and this one has been up there for so long now, and it's going to be Wraith's heirloom. Nobody hates this heirloom, but for me, the only reason why this is not first place, this could have been first place on easy, but it makes so much of a difference, is it's got one inspect, and its inspect, is it just like a gun inspect? When you inspect your gun, just looking around. And that's just, it's not a good inspect, it's just one inspect that does nothing. I can still do that. Its flips are second best in the game to probably Octane, and it's got really clean flips. I think everybody likes this heirloom, and it's a very sweaty heirloom. Sweats love this heirloom, I love this heirloom, AC love this heirloom. Everybody likes this heirloom in general.
You know what
But
I look like.
I think it's a
Come
good
find me.
heirloom, and the only thing it needs is inspect animation. So that's Wraith. One heirloom, you need to pick this one up. I think if you don't know which heirloom to get, just pick this one up because you can't go wrong with it. Now next we move on to S tier. Now these are the 3 best ones. Now gets tense here. Coming at 3rd place in the bronze medal is going to be my last 2nd place. It's going to be the 2nd heirloom that was ever created after Wraith. It's going to be Bloodhunter's heirloom. Raven's Bite, Bloodhounds. It is insane. It's amazing. I mean, let's start with the design. Look at the beads at the top and the beads at the bottom. And how you can show that they put a lot of time into this and work into this is look at the writing. It's got a little red coming, like reactive red, just in the writing, which you won't even be able to see when you're holding it. And look at the blade, it's got a bit of red Arthur, the crow at the back of the blade with a bit of red as well. And it's just generally the design and look of it. It's just an amazing heirloom, and just how it looks and how it is. Now, as you can see, the flip is going to be here. If you look here, look at its flip. There you go. It's a very good flip, I think, but it can get a bit boring at times, and that's the only reason why it's dead, is that close. The inspects are really good. Everything about it is a good heirloom except for that boringness. But Bloodhound, this one is the one. If you said to me of any of these 3, especially Bloodhound, saying I'm going to get this, I would say I'm proud of you, because these 3 heirlooms are the creme de la creme of heirlooms. Now here we go. It is going to be our 2nd place, and this 2nd place is who I'm wearing in the lobby. And here we go. It is my 1st place last time in this Octane. Now the only reason that it is not 1st is because look at that stim at the bottom. You could have used, why doesn't Octane stim with his heirloom? Look here, for example. Why doesn't he stim at the bottom there? It's a bit weird, but that's fine. The flip's the best in the game after Wraith. Easy. As I said before, it's just a nice heirloom. Like, look at the juice and stuff in it. It's just shaped to be a really nice heirloom. And if I got heirloom shards, I would obviously get this one. And this is the heirloom I would get. There's not much to say about it. Go watch the other video if you want. It's small, like, which can affect other people, but I like that. But yeah, this, if I get shards, I would get this one. So yeah, maybe keep watching my videos, and I might be able to. Now, this heirloom is in fact the 1st place for this year. Now, the buy one blade, why is it 1st place? Now, it's season 12, so I didn't get to rank it. Now, this heirloom, if you look at the design of this heirloom, first of all, it's newer, it's nice, it looks really cool. Like, look at that kind of like Rubik's Cube look on it. It looks absolutely amazing with the kind of coin bead. Its inspects are the best inspects in the game. Not the best inspect, that's the ramen one for Valkyrie. It has like a fruit ninja with a drone, a fist bump with his drone, and the creme de la creme, the cherry on top of this heirloom is gonna be its sounds. Now, it's not like any katana or knife or sound, which is like shing. So it's not like shing. It's like a smooth one, like which is like an electric car makes, and it's like that's the sound when you pull it up, like when you run. So that's why this heirloom is just the best on everything it's got. Everything from flips to inspects to everything here. It's got the whole package. This is the best heirloom. Not my favorite, but the best heirloom in the game. And that is going to be the tier list ranking. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.